Welcome back to our 10 Things to Know About Qatar series. In Part 2, we continue our exploration of this dynamic country, diving into its rich culture, unique climate, diverse religion, and world-renowned sports. 4. Culture and traditions. Qatar has a rich and diverse culture that reflects its nomadic past and Islamic heritage. We explore the unique customs, art and cuisine that make Qatar's culture so vibrant and fascinating. Qatar has a rich and diverse culture that is heavily influenced by its nomadic Bedouin past and Islamic heritage. Traditional Qatari culture is characterized by a strong sense of community and hospitality, as well as a deep respect for family and tradition. One of the most visible expressions of Qatari culture is its architecture. Many of the country's buildings feature traditional Islamic designs, such as arched doorways, decorative tiles, and intricate carvings. The country is also home to several impressive museums and cultural centers, such as the Museum of Islamic Art, that showcase Qatar's art, history, and traditions. Food is also an important part of Qatari culture. The country's cuisine is a fusion of Middle Eastern, Indian, and African flavors, with dishes like makbous, spiced rice with meat or fish, arid, bread soaked in a spicy stew, and haris, a savory porridge made with meat and wheat, being popular staples. Hospitality is a significant part of Qatari culture, and guests are typically offered coffee, dates, and sweets as a sign of welcome. Overall, Qatar's culture and traditions are a fascinating blend of old and new, and they play a significant role in shaping the country's identity and character. 5. Climate. Qatar's location in the Middle East means it has a hot and arid climate with long, scorching summers and mild winters. We examine how Qataris adapt to these extreme weather conditions and the impact of climate change on the country. Qatar's location in the Middle East means that it has a hot and arid desert climate with long, scorching summers and short, mild winters. The average high temperature in the summer months, June to September, is around 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, with temperatures occasionally reaching as high as 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, or more. In contrast, the average high temperature in the winter months, December to February, is around 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, with cooler temperatures at night. Given the extreme weather conditions, Qataris have adapted their lifestyle and built environment to cope with the heat. Many buildings in Qatar are designed to maximize natural ventilation and shade, with courtyards and wind towers helping to cool the interiors. Traditional clothing like the thobe, long robe, and the gutra, headscarf, are also designed to protect the wearer from the sun and heat. Despite these adaptations, Qatar is vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, which is exacerbating the country's already hot and dry climate. Rising temperatures, water scarcity, and extreme weather events like sandstorms and flash floods are just some of the challenges that Qatar is facing. As a result, the country is taking proactive measures to mitigate and adapt to the effects of climate change, including investing in renewable energy, implementing water conservation measures, and promoting sustainable development. Overall, Qatar's climate is a defining characteristic of the country, shaping everything from its built environment to its culture and way of life. While it presents unique challenges, Qatar is working to ensure that it can thrive in a changing climate. 6. Religion. Islam is the dominant religion in Qatar, and the country's religious traditions play a vital role in its culture and daily life. We discuss the various religious practices and customs in Qatar and the country's efforts to promote religious tolerance and understanding. Islam is the dominant religion in Qatar, and it plays a significant role in shaping the country's culture and way of life. The majority of Qatar's population are Muslims, with Sunni Islam being the most widely practiced denomination. There are also small communities of Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, and others in the country. In Qatar, religion is not just a matter of personal belief but also a part of daily life. Islamic practices and customs, such as prayer, fasting during Ramadan, and wearing modest clothing, are deeply ingrained in Qatari culture. Religious holidays, like Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, are celebrated with great enthusiasm and are important occasions for families to come together. Qatar is committed to promoting religious tolerance and understanding, both within the country and internationally. The country's constitution guarantees freedom of religion and prohibits discrimination on the basis of religion. Qatar is also home to several interfaith organizations, such as the Doha International Center for Interfaith Dialogue, which works to promote dialogue and understanding among people of different faiths. In recent years, Qatar has also taken steps to promote greater religious tolerance and understanding internationally. The country has hosted several high-profile conferences and events aimed at promoting interfaith dialogue and combating extremism. Additionally, Qatar has played a leading role in providing humanitarian aid to religious minorities affected by conflict and persecution in countries like Syria, Iraq, and Myanmar. Overall, religion is a vital part of Qatar's culture and daily life, and the country is committed to promoting tolerance and understanding among people of different faiths. 7. Sports. Qatar is rapidly becoming a hub for major sporting events, including the 2022 FIFA World Cup. We delve into Qatar's passion for sports, its investment in sports infrastructure, and the many world-class events that take place in the country. Qatar has a strong passion for sports, and the country is investing heavily in sports infrastructure to establish itself as a leading destination for major sporting events. Qatar has hosted many high-profile events, including the Asian Games in 2006 and the World Athletic Championships in 2019. One of the most significant sporting events that has taken place in Qatar is the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Qatar invested billions of dollars in new stadiums, transportation infrastructure, and accommodations to ensure that the tournament is a success. Qatar is also a hub for many other world-class sporting events, including the Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe horse racing competition and the Qatar Total Open tennis tournament. These events draw top athletes and spectators from around the world and have helped put Qatar on the map as a major sporting destination. In addition to its investment in sports infrastructure, Qatar is also committed to promoting sports and physical activity among its population. The country has many state-of-the-art sports facilities, including the Aspire Zone, which offers a range of sports and fitness activities for people of all ages. Overall, sports are a significant part of Qatar's culture, and the country's investment in sports infrastructure and commitment to promoting physical activity has helped establish it as a leading destination for major sporting events. So that wraps up part 2 of our 10 Things to Know About Qatar series, where we talked about the country's culture, climate, religion, and sports. If you found this information interesting, be sure to tune in to our next and final part, where we will discuss education, politics, and tourism in Qatar. See you there.